Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWine Radio. iWine Radio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Hi, this is Anthony Lynch at Kermit Lynch Wine Merchant. We'd love to invite you to try some of our wines. We have the Beaujolais Nouveau coming out soon. You can learn about our wines at our website, kermitlynch.com, or you can call in our store, make an order, and we'd be happy to speak with you and help you out.
You know that Beaujolais season is right around the corner, actually in a week. And every year, Beaujolais Nouveau is released on the third Thursday in November, which always corresponds right before Thanksgiving, of course. So this year, that is the 15th. And I couldn't help but notice a new writer, contributor in the Kermit Lynch Wine Merchant monthly newsletter, none other than Anthony Lynch himself. And so I put out a request, and here we have Anthony Lynch with us today to talk about Nouveau and other things. And Anthony, thank you so very much for your time today.
Yes, thank you, and it's good to be with you.
So, talk to us about what does this year's Nouveau taste like, and in particular, the Kermit Lynch Nouveau.
Well, I guess we don't really know yet, but we only know
really?
from past years. Yeah.
Yeah. So even your dad hasn't been on a plane over there to taste and see what's going on.
No. We have complete faith in our producers, because they're literally sending it to us as soon as it's ready.
Wow.
So no prior tasting. They're just as soon as it's ready, they're sending it out to us, and just like in France.
Wow. No funny shenanigans going on here. Now, and I'm reading that for the lucky people who live in and around Berkeley, San Francisco, the North Bay area, that Eric Asimov is going to be there and signing his book and tasting Beaujolais Nouveau with anybody who shows up.
Right, so that will be happening on this Thursday. He'll be doing a little reading, book signing, and I believe a little tasting as well. He just came out with a new book called How to Love Wine, which I had the pleasure of reading. And yeah, it's a great book for anybody who already likes wine or is looking to get into wine, especially the latter. So yeah, it's going to be great to have Eric here. I do not know him myself, but I'm looking forward to meeting him.
And then on the 17th, Saturday the 17th, there's going to be a Beaujolais Nouveau tasting at the what is it, Bar Tavel Coffee and Wine Bar near Kermit Lynch Wine Merchant?
Right.
Okay.
That's right. I wouldn't say a tasting, more of a celebration or a party.
Okay.
We do have these events in our parking lot a few times a year.
Yeah.
We actually just had one recently for our 40th anniversary.
Wow.
So we clear out the parking lot, get some wines by the glass, get some grilled sausages going, and everybody's free to join and enjoy the Beaujolais Nouveau.
Wow. And I asked you if you are shipping, and you said yes, there is a way to ship.
Yes, so it's just like any of our other wines. You can place an order through the store, and we can ship to pretty much anywhere in the United States.
So Anthony, if people cannot physically be in the store, can they place an order online, or can they do it by calling?
The best way to do it would be to call or email the store or one of our salespeople, and you can either do it beforehand, before the wine's even arrived, and we'll get it boxed up and sent out as soon as possible.
Okay.
Or once it's arrived. Yeah.
And the website's KermitLynch.com. I had a crazy thought that I wanted to ask you, even though I don't ever remember that your dad ever brought any of this in, but white Beaujolais, is there such a thing as, I remember 30 years ago we could get white Beaujolais. There
is, yeah. It's made from Chardonnay, generally. It can be a nice little simple wine to start off. If you don't want to have just red, like in Beaujolais, it's got plenty of red, but it can be a really charming little wine.
So I see that you've taken after your mother as a photographer, and this picture of Gros Noir Rosé and sea nails is to die for.
I wouldn't say I've gone after my mother with the photography. I just have an iPhone, and if there's a good situation, I'll pull it out and snap a picture.
Well, it's just, it makes me want to be there in that moment with that picture.
Absolutely.
Whoa, so talk to us about this Cassis Blanc.
Okay, so Cassis is, as I mentioned in the little article I wrote, it's one of the only appellations in the south of France, which is known, mainly for rosés and a lot of reds like Bandels. But Cassis does just whites. So it's the grapes are the usual grapes that they use down there for whites. So Claret, Meunier Blanc, sometimes Vermentino, Bordeaux, Grenache Blanc. There's a lot of grapes are allowed in the appellation.
Okay.
But it's a really nice wine with any sort of seafood, and especially if you've ever been to Provence, you've probably seen it on a wine list along with the local daily catch, or some, like I said, moule frites, mussels, and French fries.
Oh, yum!
Great refresher. And an all-around really good wine that's pretty unknown outside of the local area.
So, for people looking for something that's really different, and it's not something that they're going to find in the grocery store, even the upscale grocery store, because it's very limited in quantity.
Right. I believe we only work with one producer, Claude Saint-Magdalene, who makes a fabulous Cassis. And I think in the appellation in total, there's only 10, 15 producers.
Wow.
So very limited production. Beautiful vineyards, by the way. There's another little picture on that newsletter.
Yes.
Fabulous, right by the ocean.
So you were in a boat when you took that picture?
That's actually from the property.
Oh, wow.
They're literally right on the edge of the water, looking out at the Mediterranean. And there's the pictures of this massive cliff, Cap Canaille, which is, I think, one of the largest sea cliffs in Europe, and it's just thrilling to see.
Anthony, do they have a lot of like oyster shells or calcium in their sandy soil where the vineyards are?
I'm not sure about marine deposits or fossils, but it's the limestone soil.
Yeah, limestone. Yeah.
Which whites tend to do really well in. So it does have a little bit of a mineral core.
Okay. That makes sense. Now, Liguria. Discovering Liguria. And I would imagine that most people listening have never been to Liguria and don't know a bloody thing about the wines.
Right. Again, a region that's not very well known for its wines, which is unfortunate because they make really great things. We work with two producers, Punta Crena, who I wrote about, and who are located there. So it's not far from Genova, I guess would be the nearest big city.
Okay.
And we also work with another producer named Masaretti. So yeah, they make really, really good wines for the local cuisine, which is a lot of fish, a lot of seafood. They really like anchovies, which I'm a big fan of. So
yeah,
love going there and eating.
Talk to me about anchovies, because this just, you said anchovies are the most abundant, and the Ligurians eat them every way possible: fried, stuffed, in soup, pasta, you name it. Now, some Americans, I would think most Americans, if they're not eating anchovy pizza, and they don't realize it's in a Caesar salad, they probably cringe at the thought. But the anchovies are different. Yes?
Right. The anchovies you'll find on a pizza are generally cured, so they're very salty, and they're nothing like fresh anchovies, which just tastes like a fish, which it is. So yeah, but it's delicious, and especially you fry it up and make it a little crispy, sprig some lemon on it.
How big are the anchovies? I mean, are they as long as like your middle finger or something? I mean, they're not big fish, right?
No, they're pretty small. They're smaller than sardines.
Okay, and so people just clean them out and put some batter on them and fry them in olive oil. Yeah,
I think just just flour generally.
Okay,
and just enough to make it a little crispy.
So the white, what you say, a crisp bianco, Punta Crena's pigato. Talk to us about that pigato.
So pigato is a relative of Vermentino, which is also cultivated in the region.
Okay.
But however, pigato is not really found outside of Liguria, unlike Vermentino, which makes really good whites in Corsica,
yeah,
the south of France, and other parts of Italy, especially along the coast.
Okay.
So it does have some, in terms of what it's like on the palate, it's definitely similar to Vermentino. But
okay.
Actually, some people argue that it's the same grape. But as we can see from tasting Punta Crena's wines, since they make the Vermentino and the Pigato, there's a clear difference. They do taste different.
The and I know I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but Matausu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matausu.
Oh, I got that right. Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
And it almost reminds me, when you talk about the smells with the herbs, it's like herb de Provence.
Yeah, there's definitely sort of a fresh green smell in the wine, in my opinion, which does make it go really well with all sorts of herbs.
As you say, pasta al pesto. And
yeah, go on.
This time of year, people are hunting, and red wines with wild boar, wild rabbit sounds like a wonderful combination. Anthony Lynch, it's been a pleasure meeting you for the first time, and I'm sure that we're going to have other conversations. And your father is sending me a copy of his latest CD. Thank you so very much. I wish that I could be on the West Coast with you guys enjoying Beaujolais Nouveau next week.
Okay, thank you, and it's been a pleasure.
We will have links up for you to learn more, and I thank you for listening to Wine and Dine. Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWine Radio. iWine Radio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine, on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. if you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.